Okay, so the military did end up adding 3 new senior leaders after an impasse in the Senate. In what was essentially a 180-degree turn last week, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer filed a motion to vote individually on a trio of nominees whose confirmations have been put on hold by Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. For some context on this, Senator Tuberville has hit the pause button on over 300 military nominations, trying to compel the Pentagon to overturn the policy it has where it would cover the costs for troops who travel to seek abortions, right? Now, in a rare move, the senator from Alabama will attempt to bring the Senate to vote tomorrow, from what we understand, on an individual nominee. It's Eric Smith, who is up to be the Commandant of the Marine Corps. This is through the process they call cloture in the Senate. So with all of that, just wanted to try to set it up a little bit before we brought him in. Let us now bring in Senator Tommy Tuberville, the Republican from Alabama, has been in the news a lot lately on this particular issue. So explain, thank you, number one, for coming on with us, Senator, what's going to happen tomorrow. So you're making a move, it sounds like.
Well, not really. I'm kind of waiting on Senator Schumer to see if he'll do his job. The problem is he waited on me last week to get a petition to be able to bring cloture to the floor on one nominee. He didn't want me to be able to do that, do his job, so he brought all 3 to the floor, and we got them confirmed last week. We could do that again tomorrow. He learned how to do it. I don't know whether we'll do it tomorrow or next week or week after, but we've got still 300, somewhere around 300 nominees that need to be confirmed, but it's all going to be left up to Senator Schumer. Well,
you say learned how to do it. As you know, Senator, he knows how to do it. He just doesn't want to, because the Democrats have said, oh, we don't want to set this type of precedent. This would take forever if we have to go one by one. These nominees are usually confirmed in bulk. I think the White House said it would take like 700 hours of Senate time. But the point is, it would take a long time. So they know how to do it. They just don't want to, right?
Well, we got all the time in the world. We're not doing much else up here other than worry about a budget, and looks like we can't get that done. Not a lot goes on up here. We work a couple days a week and then we go home, but we could be confirming, 2 or 3 of these a day if they wanted to, but they don't want to. The American people deserve, on such a controversial topic, to have a vote on this, and that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get the people, opportunity across the country vote on this.
That's the real question. I mean,
yeah, we got all the time in the world.
Well, the other side of that is that, and you've heard this over and over, I think some Republicans have said it, certainly a number of Democrats and liberal commentators have brought up the point that you're hurting military readiness. So I want to see how you answer some specific charges. This op-ed was written in The Hill. Juan Williams wrote it with, critical comments of you saying, does Tommy Tuberville hate the troops or just women? A quote from that op-ed goes on to say he can't explain why his personal view on abortion gives him the right to block hundreds of military promotions, harming the U.S. military by preventing commanders from putting warriors in the right location to do their best work. So your response to the fact that you're hurting the military, who I assume you support, what's your response?
Well, there's not a stronger military person up here than me. I'm on the Armed Services Committee. My dad was career military. We need a strong military. If we don't have a strong military, then we have nothing else in this country. We have no freedom, because we'll lose it very quickly. I want to keep the woke part of the scenario out of our military. It's headed our way every day. People like Juan Williams, these activist journalists, have no clue what's going on up here.
Okay, I'll give you
push very hard to make sure that the people we do get confirmed.
Point well taken. If you want to say, well, journalists can write what they want, or columnists can write what they want. But if you're the biggest supporter of the military out there, why are the leaders of the military, the secretaries of the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, writing their own op-ed? In their op-ed from earlier this month, they say any claim that holding up promotions of top officers does not directly damage the military, that's wrong, plain and simple. That's the Secretary of the Army. That's the Secretary of the Navy. That's the Secretary of the Air Force. They say you are doing damage.
Well, I'm putting a lot of pressure on them, because they have to get these people, these nominees, across the goal line. But the problem is, I don't listen to them. I don't work for them. They work for me. They work for the people here in Congress. And, we're going to do it. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to make sure that we do these noms the right way. We're not going to give in. All we have to do is move this
policy back. How long are you willing to go on with
the way it was, and we'll get them all done.
So you're willing to
forever.
Go all the way with this?
I'm not giving in. I've already told them that.
So even if there's somebody out watching,
we should
rank
have
and file
around
member of the military is waiting on their promotion. Maybe they haven't been able to move their kids. They haven't been able to find a school. They're looking for a job for their spouse. They're just stuck in limbo. They didn't get their raise. You're fine with that for as long as it takes.
We can give all the excuses we want, but we have to have a strong military, okay? We have to have leaders that really believe in this country. Now I'm going to tell you something. We have got a lot of good people in our military, but people that need to be willing to wait, they need to be willing to go by the right policies. They need to be able to go by what the American people want. And right now, we're not doing that. So, yeah, we're holding on. We're not going to do anything. This is Chuck Schumer. I got 3 of these people confirmed last week. I did. Chuck Schumer didn't do it. I forced his hand. So if he wants to do more of them, let's go. Let's get them done this week.
All right, we'll see what happens tomorrow, Senator. Thank you, Senator Tuberville, with us from Capitol Hill today.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.